the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones who'll stand with pride. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. The future's written in your hand. A chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. And that's how we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. Fortune in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, powers redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. From hills to shores, every voice will soar. Decisions made will open the door to brighter days and skies that shine. Our future's ours, it's yours and mine. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. It's in the ballot. The ballot's here, the moment's near. Your voice is loud, it's crystal clear. Kiwi dreams and hopes collide. Choose the ones who'll stand with pride. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. The future's written in your hand. A chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. And that's how we shape this land divine. It's in the ballot we belong. Every vote builds a nation strong. Your council, your board, your mayor in line. Together we shape this land divine. Fortune in your hand, a chance to guide and take a stand. Community rising, hearts aligned. In this moment, powers redefined. It's in the ballot where we belong. Every vote builds a nation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Laura, and welcome to the Whakaoriori General Award debate. And I'm here today with Rob, Gail, and AJ. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with opening statements. Opening credits. Yep, opening credits. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Laura, and welcome to today's show, which is the Whakaoriori General Award. And we are joined by Rob, Gail, and AJ, who are all three of these lovely candidates are vying for your vote. And the first thing we're going to start off with is opening statements. And I'm going to start with Rob. Please, your 1 minute opening statement.
Hi, I'm Rob Harvey. Masterton has been my home for many years. It's where I've raised my 4 children. It's where I run my local business. The community means a lot to me, and I want to take a bigger role in its future, and that's why I'm standing for the General Award.
And Gail, for your 1 minute opening statement.
Okay, it's a bit longer than that, but I'll cut it down. Ko Gail Marshall Aho. I'm a mother and grandmother. My late husband was Keith Marshall, and we've lived in Masterton on and off for over 40 years. Fresh perspective I will bring to this community and its well-being. We are so fortunate to live in such a beautiful environment. We are diverse and multi-generational community. I stand with integrity, experience, and a genuine commitment to local issues.
And now we'll pass over to AJ for their 1 minute opening statement.
Thank you. Kia ora, I'm AJ Andrea Jackson, standing for Whakaoriori General Award. I'm proud to live in this place that we call Masterton. I'm proud of the people in this place and where we live. I just wanted to share a little bit about my background. I've worked in local government, predominantly in senior management roles. So I understand the system, I understand how decision making is made, and I understand where improvements can be made. The 3 priorities for me for standing for council are smart spending. So how do we ensure value for money for our ratepayers? Growing revenue, what does that look like? That looks like strategic partnership, that looks like grant and funding from others, and it looks like a resilient local economy. And last one for me is building communities, because local government does what only local government can do, and that's creating spaces, places and initiatives for people to feel safe, connected and heard. Kia ora, AJ, standing for the General Award in Masterton District Council.
Thank you, candidates, for your opening statements. And the way how this works, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have 28 questions. The candidate gets to pick a number, and each candidate has 2 button cards if they want a button to answer a question. And they also have 1 defer card, just in case they don't want to answer a question, they'd rather give it to someone else. So, to begin with, let's start with AJ. What number would you like to pick? 1 to 28.
12, thank you.
Alrighty. Question you. Oh, my bad. Let's get you the question. Okay, right. What is your approach to handling controversial, or complex issues?
My approach would be to get a clear understanding of what the issue is that we're trying to resolve. What are we trying to achieve? I'm a bit pragmatic, so I'd be interested in some evidence-based information to be provided for me, and then overlay that with what is your outcome that you're trying to achieve? What is the evidence telling you? What is the heart of the community telling you? Those that live, work and play in whatever this complex issue might be, and overlaying those things together. I think we have all different perspectives to bring to the table to share voice on those complex issues, but that would be my approach to a complex issue.
Okay, and now I'll hand it over to Gail. Gail, what number would you like to pick? We've got 2 to 28.
6.
6. Okay, we have Z for Zulu. Alrighty, okay. What is one big opportunity or challenge you see for the district?
Well, I look at it as a big opportunity, and that is because I love this area so much, and there's so much to do in Masterton and our surrounding areas, that I think that we fail a little bit on tourism. I think that today's world, we love to walk, we love to cycle, we can do all of that in Masterton because we've got beautiful countryside. We've got Mount Holsworth, and I think there's a lot of untapped potential here that we need to make money, so we don't have to have high rates, etc. So we need the income more than we need anything else. And I think because some of the things we've already done and the previous council have already done, I think that's on the right path, that we need to actually get more people here, and maybe people would come and set up businesses and be able to help with children going to school, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail, and now I'll pass it over to Rob. Rob, what card would you like? Yep, give you 28. Okay. D, question D. D for dinosaur. What is your view on residential, commercial and industrial growth in the district?
Well, I'm positive growth, but it must be balanced. Growth has to not put a strain on our infrastructure. So if we target some growth, we have to put in infrastructure. We have to make sure we've got the schools, the housing in place. And with growth, it's going to bring our income. But yeah, we have to do it right and make sure it strengthens the community.
Okay, and now we'll pass it back over to AJ. AJ, what number would you like?
Number 3, thank you.
I can give you a 3. Okay, I for ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream around here? That's the more important question. I like ice cream. Okay, now for AJ, do you support safer speed limits around schools within the Masterton district?
Yeah, I absolutely do. This is where our young kids go to school, and we want to make sure that they're safe getting to and from school. It gives our parents and our community knowledge that there's a safe environment when they're dropping their kids off and going. So it's a no-brainer for me.
I'd like to
Can
Oh,
I?
butt in on that one.
We have
I
a
do
button
too.
from Rob.
So I fully agree, reducing speed limits around schools, but we also need to encourage our kids to be walking to school, make it the norm, so we reduce that congestion at that time, which also makes the street safer. Yeah, so encouraging our kids to be walking, biking, and have the facilities and the safe walkways to do that would really improve the community, and it would encourage people to come to the area to live, because how, I mean, you can't do that everywhere in New Zealand. So, yeah, that's mine.
I actually
Oh,
was.
we have Button from
Yeah, I
Gail.
did.
Button from
Sorry.
Gail. Yes,
Sorry,
excellent.
I
Okay,
butted in. Yeah.
go ahead.
Just as principal of Solway Primary School for 18 years, I fought the regional council for 10 years to have something like a roundabout or at the end of Namatara Road. We actually had a near death of a pupil, and so I'm really I'm really, we need to keep our kids safe. It is a very dangerous area, and again, places like Fernridge School has the same sort of thing because it's on the outskirts of Masterton. And I found it very, very difficult. As I said, it took 10 years before we actually got any action, and 2 principals later.
All right, and as it is classic for It's in the Ballot, quite often the person that does the button often has to be the next one to pick the next number. So
Okay.
what number would you like to pick?
17.
17, yes, I can give you a 17. Okay, we have F for fire truck. Okay, there has been much national media coverage about candidates' behaviour towards others. What personal values makes you a suitable candidate for council?
Thank you for that question. Well, as I said, I've been principal for 18 years, and let me tell you, it's not an easy road, and there's a lot of conflict in schools between children, between teachers and parents. And I think I've developed pretty good skills now in being able to work with people. I don't think there's anyone that I haven't worked with that I can't make sure that we do it in an honest, respectful way. We are professionals, and as a professional person, I would expect that we would communicate with each other openly, frankly, and be able to debate issues, but all end up being able to play in the sandpit afterwards.
Excellent. Okay, and now we're back to Rob again. So what number would you like to pick?
Number 20.
Oh, number 20. Yes, I can give you a 20. Is it M or W? Well, I picked it and it's got...
Okay, it's in. Yeah, you put the bottom indicates the line.
Okay,
It's not a macro.
it's not a macron. It's not a macron, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, M for M&Ms. I'm feeling really hungry this morning. Let's get to M. Right. Central government has claimed councils contribute to the cost of living crisis through wasteful spending. Do you agree? Why or why not?
Core services don't drive the cost of living. Wasteful spending and unnecessary grand projects do. Responsibility means funding essential services first and efficiently.
Thank you very much. Okay, and now I pass back over to AJ. AJ, pick a number, please.
6, thank you.
6. Ooh, 6 already been taken.
Sorry, is it 8?
8. I can give you an 8.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully we don't get a tricky letter. S. S for snake. Alrighty. Cycleways are developing across Masterton District. Do you consider them to be a core council responsibility or a nice to have?
I think the well-being of communities is really important, and I think there's a way in making both. So if we look at our recreation trails, which are a huge attraction for both residents and people that come to the Masterton community, they can be used for walking, cycling, and also equestrian needs. So I think that there is a balance of both, completely acknowledging that for
infrastructure is incredibly important, but so is about having a heart and a community that people want to live, work and play. So I think there's a balance to be struck. Is that cool infrastructure like flushing your toilet, being able to drink from the tap? Absolutely not. But it's about making this place a great place to live, work and play.
Alrighty. Oh, and we have a button from Rob.
I believe, yeah, cycleways are a core essential service that we should provide. They improve the well-being, and by providing these safe corridors for our kids to get to and from places, it creates independence. It also reduces congestion on our roads, because if it's easier to ride a bike, that's what people will do. And they attract tourism and that also brings in dollars. But and cycleways, by doing that, will strengthen the community and our own economy by making it an attractive place to live. And if we want to attract high-tech industries to the region that have very little footprint, we need the people to come who want to live because of the lifestyle it's going to provide.
Oh, Gail, we have a button from Gail. Go ahead, Gail.
I just want to say that there are two places that I have visited that have extremely good cycleways, and that is Napier and New Plymouth. And I see that as something that would be really helpful to our community as well, for all the reasons you've just said, both of you.
All right, so just to point out, both Rob and Gail have used up all their button cards. They still have a defer card each. AJ is still yet to use any of their button cards. So she might be kind and redistribute those cards to you if you ask her very nicely, but if she's smart, she'll hold on to them. And as what is classic for the show, it's in the ballot. The person who did the button often gets to ask which number they want next. So which number would you like?
19, please.
Oh, that question was for Gail.
Oh, but I think you butted in too, didn't you?
Yeah, he's used his other button card.
Oh, okay.
Would you like 19?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're going to go with Rob. Yep. So is this question for Rob or for Gail? Who we're doing? Rob. Yep. Excellent. Okay, we're just changing up the order of things, folks. That's how we fly around here. Okay, B for ballot. We love it's in the ballot. Support our show. There's a plug-in for us. Okay. Right. So, question for you, Rob. Do you support? It's question B. Do you support political party endorsement of local government candidates?
I do not support political endorsements of candidates. Party endorsement brings agendas from Wellington and turns council into an ideological contest. Local government should stay close to the people, focused on practical solutions.
All right, and now we'll pass it over to Gail. Gail.
Okay, number 9.
Number 9.
Halfback for the Warriors.
Nice. I can give you a 9. Okay, right. Now, I can't tell if this is a V or a U. But Sam, I can't read your handwriting. That's a V. All right. Let's go to V. Question V. If elected, would you reduce spending on grand projects and focus on essential infrastructure like roads and water?
That's actually a good question because I'm a little bit future focused. So I would like to see big projects. But in saying that, infrastructure has to come first, obviously. But I think big projects, I'm sure we can fund from grants and other developers and maybe some sort of central funding as well. It's something that, to grow as a community, we need to have something that's going to attract people to Masterton. And often, if you look around those that are doing really well, like I'm thinking of Whanganui, for instance, they've put quite a bit into big projects, and I think they are seeing growth. So it's a difficult question to answer because infrastructure here needs some work. So I'm a little bit sitting on the fence, but in saying that, if elected, I'd find out and do a review.
All right, thank you, Gail, and we'll pass it back over to AJ. AJ,
Number 1, please.
number 1. One's already been taken.
Oh my goodness. What have we got left?
I can give you a 2.
Perfect.
Excellent.
2 things.
Okay, AB for abs. For those that like working out, we are in a gym. Everyone hates doing ab exercises. Okay. What is your biggest priority for the next term, and how do you intend to deliver on that?
I think this next term for local government and Masterton District Council is critical, and a big one is really complex issues coming down the pipeline for local government. We've touched on the Wairarapa plus Tararua water model that will be coming into implementation throughout that period, and that's a critical piece of work for this community for securing value for money for our ratepayers and making sure that our assets are secured, and noting that we will have to spend money on future provision for water services, but so do our other neighbours, and what is the impact of that on our ratepayers when our community have paid considerably already and our staff have implemented good water services as well. So I think that's critical. But the bigger picture for me is what is the future of local government? We've got an RMA reform looking at Greater Wellington Regional Council. We've got a building, our building authorities are looking at being reformed as well, or conversations around what those look like in the future. So what is local government's role in the future is probably the big thing that I'm focused on.
Alrighty, and Rob, what number would you like, sir?
17.
17. Can I give you a 17? Oh, 17's already been taken. 15? Yep, I can give you 15. Right, K. No, not that K. We don't endorse the KKK around here. Sorry, but
That's right, we are in New Zealand.
yeah, K for Kawakawa. There we go. That's much nicer. Oh, God. I still need my caffeine, folks. Okay, all right. Question K. How would you use deliberative democracy to ensure residents can directly contribute to the challenges facing our urban and rural communities?
I would support structured community input through forums or panels and allows residents to meaningfully contribute. Discussion forums by those affected are practical, sustainable and supported.
And we have a button from AJ.
Just wanted to add to Rob's point. I think it's about being present and showing up and listening, and just to acknowledge the candidates that have showed up here today and the community members that are listening. And our role as elected members is to get out and hear and see from our community. But there's some really smart initiatives that other councils have put in place, like citizens' assemblies, which create an opportunity for our communities to come in, to be part of a decision-making process, and then to see their voices actually in action in the community. So I think it's a great way of working, and I think we need to do more of it, but the elected members have a role in that also.
Alrighty, okay, now we're going to pass it over to Gail. What number would you like?
5. Is that gone?
We have a 5. You can have 5. Okay, C. C for chocolate. Should rural communities have a say in the operation of council-owned rural water schemes?
Well, not that I know a lot about rural water schemes, but I do have friends that are rural, and I would say I'd like them to have had a say, and whether that's through a forum or a survey or interviews or some democratic way of showing what their needs are and perhaps going from there. I would say that obviously, it needs to be approved by the council. So listening to them is the most important thing, but really it's one of those things that decisions need to be made at council after they have done their reviews and listened to the voices of the rural community.
All right, now AJ, pick a number.
Legs 11, please.
11. Yes, I can give you 11. All right, this one is W. W for Wairarapa. Why do you think you are right for the role of councillor?
I touched on it earlier in my opening comments. I believe I'm right for the role because I've had significant local government experience, so I understand how the system works, how decisions are made, and then potential opportunities for improvement. I bring a mix of operational skills and knowledge and practical experience. I'm into action as well, not just talking. I'm into what is the future facing local government and how do we best position Masterton to do that. I'm not afraid to ask the tough questions, and I'm passionate about this community to ensure value for money for our ratepayers.
Excellent. Okay, Rob, pick a number, sir.
12.
12. Can I give you a 12? Yes, I can. Okay, T for Tararua. Let's find our T's. There we go. Oh, why is it not coming out? There we go. All right. Have I got the right question? Sam? Do they match?
The question matches. It's kind of a little bit. I'm looking at the question and going, shit, that's South Wairarapa District Council what it's based on. But ironically, the mayor in Masterton is outgoing. I just don't think she had the controversy and the issues that South Wairarapa had.
All right. So
but the basis below the question is completely relevant.
Yep. Okay. We'll ask that then. All right, Rob. How will you ensure respect, accountability, and transparency while working with differing views?
For starters, all our council meetings would have to be in a public forum. So everyone can hear the voices and they can clearly state all the facts. We need to engage honestly and professionally to work through the differences and maintaining trust. You can't exclude people, and you get people who haven't been heard disenfranchised with the process. So you have to listen and obtain the facts, and then everyone, if it's a public forum, can judge who's actually speaking truly and has sound decisions.
All right, thank you for that, Rob. And I don't know why the camera was on me because I am not Rob. This gentleman over here is Rob, and he gave a great answer.
Great answer. Sorry, actually, my talking about 160 time.
Okay.
Can we all button?
Yeah. Can we all button now? Okay. All right. Gail, since you're so keen to go, we'll give it to you. What number would you like?
20.
20's gone, but I can give you 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
26.
Okay. And we're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Okay.
Coming out, what's number?
Okay. Y for
Yellow.
yellow. I was not going to say the forbidden word. Yeah, we're not going to say the word that the American in the room doesn't want me to say. Okay.
Right, well, this is something that I am quite one of my ex-greenie things, which is about recycling.
All right. Okay. So Gail really wants to answer the question,
Yeah.
but first I've got to say what the question is.
Yeah.
And Sam, please get the
sorry.
camera on Gail.
What was that? I haven't raised it.
I'm going to say it, but make sure the camera's on her. Right. Okay. Auckland Council now removes recycling bins from households that contaminate recycling with general waste. Should Masterton consider doing the same? Go, Gail.
Well, I believe that we have to give, just like I do at school, give kids a second chance. I would say that we need to talk to those people that are throwing everything out that's supposed to be not recycled with the recycling, and somebody's going to have to sort it out. Maybe they'd like to take the role. But in saying that, I think, just talking to someone and just saying, listen, do you realise why this is happening, how recycling actually works? And I believe that Auckland did do that because it's a pretty big place. I would say we could do it on a personal level here in Masterton, but as a person that recycles and believes in recycling, I believe that if all else fails, we take it away and they can figure out what they're going to do with it.
All right, now AJ, what number would you like?
23, thank you.
Yep, I can give you a 23. Okay, G for Gail. No. Right, let's get you a G. There we go. Right. The government and taxpayers union have accused councils of irresponsible spending with large rate increases. What's your view, AJ?
I think sometimes statements make good political fodder as opposed to policy. I'd say there's a range of reasons for considerable rates increases, and some of those are lack of investment in significant infrastructure, and I'm not sure if reducing rates is the best way to make sure that our infrastructure and our other things like community wellbeing are also well balanced for our community. So what I'd say to that is we need to be sure that what we're spending on is best value for money, that we've got good tender process, that our procurement strategies are right and in place. I'm not standing for cutting rates, I'm standing for managing costs well. And I think that people that think that we can cut our rates considerably just need to look at what's coming down the pipeline at us and those significant infrastructure needs that we have.
All right, Rob, what number would you like, sir?
25.
25. Yes, I can give you a 25. N. N for Nostradamus. There we go. Yes. What will you do to stop poor council expenditure, prioritise critical infrastructure, and rein in large cost increases?
So focus on prioritisation, local sourcing, and accountability. Core infrastructure comes first. Spend locally, scrutinise every project, and ensure value for money. Spending our money with local businesses and contractors keeps the money local and ensures it goes around. Building up the businesses around us to support the community creates jobs and gives everyone purpose.
Alrighty, okay. Gail, what number would you like?
Gone through the birthdays. 19.
Yes, I can give you 19. Okay, J for Jamie. I don't know why I said that with a question mark, but okay.
Possibly because he's here in Juliet.
Yeah, probably. I feel like mixing it up today. Okay. Spending must stay within budget without increasing rates. What services or luxuries would you cut back on?
That's a good question for a principal. Well, I've been known to go over the budget a few times where it involved things that we needed to do because of someone's health or safety. So it's a difficult one to keep in budget. I was never very good at that. I was always over because I wanted special needs teachers, etc. I think it would be the same for council. I would say we would do our best to keep within budget, and I have got ideas on how to do that with budget reviews and with discussion at council meetings. I think that luxuries, we need to determine what a luxury is, because luxuries, to me, could be having 2 cars in my family so I could get to this event without having to ask the people running the event to get and pick me up. So, you know, really, if you've got a 1-car family, that's a luxury.
All right, now passing it over to AJ. What number would you like?
Is there any low numbers left?
Oh, I can give you a 7.
Perfect.
Excellent. A for apple. Oh, this one should be a pretty easy one. What political party are you linked to?
No political party am I linked to.
Sweet. A for AJ. Awesome.
Can I keep my 55 seconds for something else?
I mean, sure, why not? F for filibuster. Right.
Speak for the United States Senate.
You're good with that? All right, she's good. Okay. Gail. Number. What number would you like?
Is 11 gone?
11 is gone.
Sorry. You choose.
All right, I'll choose. I'll give you a 4.
4's good. My mother's birthday.
4 for you. Okay. R for Romeo. Or some other dude of your choice. R for Rob. There we go. That's better. Okay. Tactile paving tiles for visually impaired pedestrians are limited in Masterton. Do you see installing more of these as a core council responsibility or a nice to have?
Well, if you're needing to cross the road in a safe manner, it would be extremely important to you to have access that you can cross the road with. I don't believe that tiles are the answer. I think that there are other ways, but very first thing I do would be to consult and discuss with people in this category and what they believe is helpful, maybe test out a few products, etc. I have seen the special green mats that are designed for feeling and from their feet as well, and so I think the discussion would need to be had with the person concerned or the group concerned, and then I think the council decision will be about budget and also needs being fulfilled.
Okay, now I have lost track of my order. Did I ask AJ or Rob? Who?
Rob needs the answer.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, I did. We got a little bit jumbled earlier before, but we're back on track. Yeah, we're back on track, folks. Okay, Rob, what number would you like?
Number 13.
Number 13. Yes, I can give you that. Oh, L for Laura. That's me. Okay. Do you think Māori wards, such as Whakaoriori Masterton Māori ward, strengthen democracy? Why or why not?
I don't believe it strengthens democracy. True democracy treats everyone equally. Maori voices should be a part of the same forum as everyone else's. One community together.
Oh, Gail found a button card. All right, Gail.
I'm exactly the opposite. So coming from a Māori family, and there are things, I would say, yes, we do need them, mainly because of their contacts more than anything. I've also been on a Maryland trust, and I know that there are issues that Māori talk to Māori about, and I think that is important to make sure that we are inclusive. And again, we have several families that have their own Māori land in this area, and so they would need to go back and talk with iwi and hapu, and then come back to the council and talk with the council. So the answer is yes.
AJ's pulled out a sneaky button card. I don't know where Gail got her extra button card from, but I'll give it to AJ.
It's my extra 55 seconds from before with my non-political party view. Just wanted to share that I am supportive of the Māori ward. I've seen firsthand the impact of having rangatane and Ngāti Kahungunu on our local council already, and just want to acknowledge that by having the Māori ward, they also have a vote, which is really important for their contribution to be then put into voting form. So I strongly support this. I've seen in actions the difference that this had made. We also need to acknowledge the Māori economy is also growing, and that's an opportunity for us here in Whakaoriori Masterton.
Alrighty. Now, all candidates have used their button cards. You still have defer cards left.
We have one.
You have defer cards left, so if you get a question,
A message from the producer. I'd like to put forward a motion to give every candidate an extra button card. All those in favour say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it.
excellent. The producer has used their button card to give people more button cards. We love that.
I wouldn't like to defer.
Okay.
You also like to say we received our first super check today as well, just now.
Oh, fantastic.
Mr. Alex.
Oh, cheers, Mr. Alex. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your mahi. You're doing great stuff in Lower Heart. Okay, now to Gail. You get to choose a number.
Is 12 gone?
Yeah, 12 is gone.
Okay, you've done 13. 14 gone?
You can have 14.
Thank you.
Okay. H for Harry. Or Harry, whichever one you prefer.
Harry.
Oh, Harry. Yes, there we go. Right. Do you support central government introducing rate caps on local authorities? Why or why not?
I thought about this because, yeah, how would that actually work with properties? I'm thinking, you know, if you've got several properties, the cap would be really, really good. And how would they work this out? So I have to say, I was going to defer this to AJ, but in saying that,
You can defer away.
I think that to be, you know, looking at a fair situation, I actually think it could be a goer. But in saying that, I don't know a lot about the thing that was given to the councils about the rates cap. So I'm going to just defer it to AJ to see what she has to say.
Kia ora, Gail. I welcome a conversation around rates cap, but a much broader conversation than just rates cap when I've touched on some of the things that local government are facing, but also the GST on the GST, which leaves our community and heads to government as well. So we need to look for a sustainable model for local government, which isn't just rates capping, which sometimes results in us losing the hearts from our community and some of those projects that make this a great place to live, work and play. And then it will certainly either drive up borrowing for our infrastructure costs also. So there are things that we need to be mindful. Happy to have a conversation about rates capping. How would that, what would that look like? What matrix would you use? Not necessarily our gross product index, but what about our construction fields? We know that our rates for our sewage work and our roading work is increasing exponentially. So do we use that measure to understand what a rates cap would be? Welcome a conversation around the future of local government and how we fund that in a sustainable manner that doesn't impinge on our communities.
Just a note from the producer, Birmingham City being bankrupt because of rates caps. Birmingham,
Oh,
which is when the UK introduced rate caps.
that's the UK.
Good examples in Australia are also of that. Not going bankrupt, but struggling financially.
Maybe they get commissioners put it, because in the UK, when they went bankrupt, the commissioners were put in and rate caps disappeared and the rates just skyrocketed up the commissioners. So that's something that's happened in the UK.
That's why I'm on the fence. Don't know enough about it.
All right, so the producer has used their cup of tea card to have a chit chat with the candidates. Right, okay. So AJ, your turn. Would you like to pick a number, or would you like someone else to pick it? No, you pick a number, AJ.
I don't mind. Anyone?
All right.
What we got left? What's the highest number left?
Highest number is 27.
Perfect. Hit me with it.
Excellent. I'm not literally going to hit the candidate.
Please no. Who's the HR department?
Yeah. Okay, O for oh no. Okay, climate change is an increasing issue. What are your thoughts on supporting anaerobic digestion of food waste to produce biogas, like the Reparoa plant? Note, very important, this is not incineration of general waste.
Yeah, this was interesting. I had to do some Googling before I turned up, so apologies for my not going to try and explain what you've just discussed. I'm interested in any alternatives to food waste going to land transfer, and there's an initiative happening on Masterton East Side currently around how we manage our food waste, and I think it's a cool trial to show locally what can be done in a localised solution. So I'm not particularly familiar with Reparoa, but am interested in any environmentally savvy ways to reduce waste, and particularly food waste to our landfill.
And we have a button from Rob.
So, looking at the anaerobic waste to produce energy, Masterton doesn't have the scale and enough waste to actually put that infrastructure into place. We would have to partner up with other industries that have a lot of bio waste to do that. And it could potentially even be we get rid of our sludge pond problems as well in that, and bring in it from other councils as well. But the technology, it's all expensive, and currently we don't have the scale to do that.
Right, Rob. Funny you would butt in there, because now it's your turn to pick a number.
23.
Ooh, no, I can't give you that.
Roar to Koma up.
24. Q.
Well, Queen Elizabeth
You
Or
being
the part.
British, I would expect you to say that.
II, sixth generation Kiwi.
You sound English to me. No. Okay. All right. Pardon me. Oh, whew. Okay. Masterton District Council has lost experienced staff in roading, engineering, and planning, leading to higher costs from outsourcing and traffic management. How would you rebuild in-house expertise and make better use of local businesses to reduce costs?
Well, some of that question is not entirely true, because Masterton currently has probably one of the best roading asset managers in New Zealand. But yeah, to fill the gaps, we have to hire proven talent and build that expertise. So get the people, the leading people, and that's the proven talent that can mentor our staff. Partner with local contractors for specialised work. This keeps works down and strengthens the local economy.
Gail, number. What number would you like?
You choose one.
I'll give you a 10. AA for ah. Or just Okay. Do you support household food waste collection to stop organic waste going to landfill?
As an ex-greenie or as a greenie, anything that is not going into the landfill is good on my from my side. I think that as I teach the children in my classes, we one day did a collection of rubbish and put it all out on the floor, and on a piece of plastic, by the way, and I got them to go through and decide what is going to be able to be recycled, what is just waste, and what we could reuse. And I think that was a really good exercise, because they went home and tried to change what was happening in their house, which I think was a really good message, and messy, but it was a really good message. I have studied up on the Reparoa concept, and I understand that one of the ideas they had, Rob, was having lines of, so that all different places could put their waste, etc., into this pipe. I guess like, power and things like that. So that was one of the things I thought of. What I liked about that was the fact that it was soil to soil. So that, everything starts the plant and goes through a process and eventually comes back as fertilizer or something similar. And maybe on a smaller scale, we could do something similar to that. Thank you.
Now, question for the producer. Should I count that technically as a button?
What, the overtime?
Bringing up the comment about reporoa.
Oh.
No? Okay. All right.
We got a small number of candidates.
Yeah, we do. Let's just be relaxed
Thank you.
about
That was a good answer, Gail.
We do get 5 minutes, though.
Okay. Now, I think I've lost my train of candidates. Who was up next? It was
You had Rob.
Rob. Yes, please pick a number.
26.
Ooh, 26 is taken. I can give you 24.
24 is fine.
Let's bust this out in 5 minutes. X for X-ray. Okay. Would you advocate for more safe pedestrian crossings on High Street?
As the for safe crossings, yes, because that is a very busy road. Kids have to get across the road safely. Community just helps promote that walking and safer community. So yeah, having crossings or more crossings on the high street, even though it's going to hold up traffic, will definitely make life easier for those trying to get to places on foot.
Alrighty. Now I'll hand it over to AJ.
What have we got left?
We have 21, 22.
21, please.
Yep. E for elephant. Do you think council is doing enough to maintain Masterton's rural roads?
Yeah, I think rural infrastructure is important in a rural community in particular, and our rural communities take us to amazing places like Castle Point and Riversdale. I think we have done some good work, but I think there's definitely some areas for improvement. And we know some of the challenges with those coastal communities and some of the challenges with the roading network that we have heading out there as well. So I think there is an opportunity to make some improvements in that area.
Excellent. And I believe we have one question left. And Gail, it's for you. P. P for peas?
P.
P. Letter P.
One left. Oh, sorry.
Yes. All right. This one's for you. Masterton is set to grow, but major challenges remain. What do you see as the most pressing challenges, and how do you address them in order of priority?
And I've got 1 minute.
You do.
I could write a book on this one. Sorry, but affordable housing is still on my agenda. I've got family right now living in a house with 2 other families. So we just still haven't quite got to the nitty-gritties of what is happening. Are we not? Why are they having a problem? They're having a problem because of rent, to be honest, and I guess that relates to rates and things like that as well. So affordable housing is, I think, a growth challenge for me. Health services next, especially the amount of suicide victims we have. I've even had an anxiety issue at the school I'm teaching in with a 10-year-old child who wanted to commit suicide and told me at the school. And so I tried to get help for the school, and mental health here in Masterton was absolutely shocking. And I can say that honestly. And I really had to seek, at the school paid for, a private psychologist for this person. So that I see is still a problem. The rates and rent, the jobs, our young, I've got a girl at She is at university studying to be a lawyer. Hopefully she can come out of university and do something in her chosen field. But a lot of people are coming out of university, coming back to Masterton and are working, not that I have a problem with Pack and Save or KFC, but are having to do jobs they weren't trained for. And I think that's an issue too. The rail links, I believe that the rail links between Masterton and other places is another area that we could be really getting our teeth into and trying to make a better connection all around.
Alrighty. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we're probably going to move on to hard-hitting questions. I know Sam's got a really cool graphic lined up. We can take a break first if you want, guys, or do you want to go straight to hard-hitting questions?
Let's hard hit it.
Yeah.
You want to hard hit it? Go full throttle?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got plenty of time for drinks. I am not the hard-hitting graphic, ladies and gentlemen, but hi.
Hard-hitting questions. We don't eliminate the money. What does a question? Because every candidate has answered the hard-hitting questions.
Okay, and no, I will not be screaming out the hard-hitting questions. I always have to say that to people. Okay. Yeah. All right, Rob, we're going to start off with you. Now, the way how this works, ladies and gentlemen, is that all the candidates have to answer all the hard-hitting questions. There are no defers, so they are hard-hitting. Yeah, it's no buttons. I'm not literally going to hit any of the candidates, so don't worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got 3 questions. Right, starting with you, Rob. What would be your top 3 spending priorities if elected?
Right. I'm not into spending money for the sake of it. The first question is, what do we really need? My first priority is infrastructure, because if the basics fail, nothing else works. Second, I'd focus on delivering core services properly and giving people real value for rates. And third, when the council does spend money, that money should stay local, using Masterton businesses and contractors. So the money circulates here and strengthens our community.
All right, same question for you, Gail.
Well, I totally agree with what Rob says, but also I've got some pretty high priorities. Obviously, you've heard from what I said before, so mental health support to me is a vital project that needs to be looked at, which I don't believe actually costs a lot of money, because what we have in Masterton, a lot of people, a lot of professionals that we could get together. My biggest issue is that we are not connecting with our communities properly. And that's my slogan, is connecting our communities, because we do have a lot of people that can help in this area. We just need to get everyone together and start talking. Connecting communities, as I said, we've got a lot of very well qualified professional people that have all these baskets to carry, and also a lot of voluntary people in this community. And if we all got together, it would be really good. Education growth, I think UCOL is a waste that we could be bringing in, for instance, teaching. We've got the primaries, the kindergarten teachers, but we could actually do the 2-year training course for teachers here in this area, save them going to Palmerston North or Wellington. So education growth is a priority for me too.
Thank you, Gail. And now same question for you, AJ.
Just to acknowledge that the council has already adopted its long-term plan, so it's set its priorities and the fee structures associated for that when we come into. So as Rob touched on, it's about smart spending there, and then how do we make sure that we are managing within the allocated budget, but then delivering value for money for our community. And the risks that I see in the next 3 years are around the local water done well, so understanding that, managing the costs of that to our ratepayers. The other decision that the council has made that we will be walking into also is the Town Hall and Waiata House redevelopment project as well. So getting up to speed with that, understanding what risks may be associated with that, and making sure that we look for partners when we consider that there's a $25 million tag to that. And if we look at Wellington Free Ambulance, there was $8 million spent there. It's not a lot of extra money for a new town hall facility and a Waiata House extension, even though that's changed as of yesterday. And the last one for me is the potential of a missed opportunity for our community wellbeing, and that's around the library redevelopment. And we don't have the archives in that building as well. So in the next 10 years, we haven't highlighted or produced funding for that. So the library, and to include the archives in the next 10 years, it's not about increasing rates, that's about being smarter and looking for a partner in that space.
Alrighty, and now we're over to hard-hitting question number 2. Okay, do you support, starting with you, Rob, do you support amalgamation with Carterton, South Waitarapa and or Tararua District Councils? Why or why not?
With amalgamation, the question is, what problem are we actually trying to solve? Is it about saving money? The gains are usually tiny, 1 or 2%. But the cost of losing local representation, and that's a big deal. Martin's own character and has its own characters and needs. I don't want a one-size-fits-all model that doesn't fit anyone properly. Our community voice matters, and more than chasing small savings.
Cheers for that, Rob. And now I'll pass it over to Gail.
I wasn't quite sure whether you were talking about amalgamation as in the water scheme, or amalgamation, obviously, as our communities. It was not very clear from a principal's point of view. I would have had a better question, but that's okay.
So would
forgive you
you-
for that.
Would you give the person who submitted the question an F?
Yeah, probably. If I'm sitting confused, then yeah. Okay. I would need to look at, I haven't even thought about that, but I know there's talk about that, and I know that it's happening across New Zealand. Smaller areas are combining together. It's interesting what Rob said about the savings of bringing together. I'm very team orientated, and I'm very much into what's good for us and good for everyone. But how to see that practicality working, I have questions. But I think, it's worth discussing. I'm all for having a discussion. And then, if we believe that we're not going to be truly represented, or other towns feel the same way, then possibly not. I would like to see the fact that we could all talk together, and if we did come up with an amalgamation and I wasn't too happy about it, I would go with whatever consensus was.
Alrighty, and same question for you, AJ.
When I'm out and about with local business, some of the challenges I hear is around the change in council requirements, whether it's a building consent when you're moving throughout the district. And so from a business perspective, I support amalgamation. I completely acknowledge that there is a feeling that potentially local voice may be lost, but I think there's some interesting and innovative things that other councils are doing to ensure that local voice and local issues matter, and that's why you have local government, right? That these are people representing people in your community. So I think there's ways and means about that. I can't understand how there wouldn't be financial savings from that. Last week alone, we saw the chief executive's pays sitting across the district, and I think if you had one chief executive, yes, they might be paid slightly more, but there must be savings there, and there must be savings through your senior management and the duplication of systems throughout the region. I support amalgamation between South Wairarapa, Carterton and Masterton, but I haven't done enough research around the Tararua option.
Alrighty. Now for the final and last, very epic, hard-hitting question number 3. To Rob, what is your position on retaining the Whakaoriori Masterton Māori ward for Masterton District Council in the Te Upoko o Te Ika a Maui Māori constituency for Greater Wellington Regional Council, and why?
Right. I don't believe in separating people by race in the council. I don't support positive discrimination because it often divides more than it unites. What matters is treating everyone with the same respect and everyone with the same chance to be heard. Maori have strong advocates, and their voices are heard, can be heard in the same forum as everyone else. The way forward is one community together.
Alrighty, now over to you, Gail. Same question.
So I do agree that we should have Maori wards, probably for the reasons I said before. Tiriti o Waitangi is about partnership and protection, and I think these two in itself are a reason for having a Maori ward. I believe that there are people with very strong opinions on both sides of the fence, and that's fine. That's what we're all about in a democracy. We actually can have our say, we can stand up for what we believe, and I think that's really important, that we do have our say, that we debate issues, and I think that coming from the Māori perspective, I would like to tap in to knowledge of things like our iwi protections and things like that, because I think that is important to Māori for being Māori, and that I would support on the council.
Alrighty, and over to you, AJ. Same
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, just to reiterate the same points that I made earlier, I support the Māori ward. Why would you invite them for dinner but not allow them to eat? So that's about having a vote at the table equally. And when I was doing my research on this topic, I went to the archives and asked when the last Māori representation was on council, and there's no record. And we know some of those people because some of them are Deb Davidson when I was a staff member. But predominantly, we are underrepresented by our Māori community, and in Masterton, our Māori community is voting. And this is one way to honour the Te Tiriti. So I'm a strong advocate and strong support for this. Diversity around the council table is what's needed, and the diverse views and perspective that Māori people bring, that women bring, what younger people bring, is what was needed around the council table to deliver for all of our community, not just parts of our community.
Alrighty, and that's it for questions. Now we're going to move over to closing statements, starting with Rob.
I haven't got one.
You haven't got a closing statement? No. Well, would you like to give a summary of today's debate, or what your aspirations for the future are? Or what would you even like for lunch?
Well, to be in this position to take on or stand for council is not a role I have chosen or want, because it's a role where I care for the community and I want to make a contribution, and I can't have my say or say what I need to be saying unless I put my hand up and actually be responsible and accountable to the community. So what I bring to would bring to the council is an engineering background, very succinct problem solving, and straightforward, and fully a lot of integrity. So
Alrighty, now over to Gail for their closing statement.
I have to cut it back. I've got a background, obviously, in health as a nurse. I trained here in Masterton, and back in the days when you had the nurses' home, and That's a while ago. But, and also as an educator, I've taught and been a principal in 2 schools over a period of 30 years. I therefore understand the role of governance, strategic planning and budgeting. I also can make the big calls if necessary and have done that. My strengths are in communication. My values are based on trust, integrity, reliability, accountability, loyalty and adaptability. I put loyalty in there because I believe that even the Masterton District Council can have debates where something's decided, then someone roguely goes wild. And I think, you know, in my team, we all ended where we are together. Future is challenging with cost of living pressures, government reforms and changes. We need experienced, sensible decision makers at the council. And that is where I see myself belonging.
Thank you for that, Gail. And finally, AJ, for their closing statement.
Just wanted to share my vision for Masterton. I want Masterton to be a thriving, connected and future-focused place where people are proud to live, work and feel a sense of belonging. My focus is on smart spending, growing revenue and building communities, but above all, ensuring that all voices are heard around the council table, that everybody feels respected in those decision-making conversations as well. Kia ora.
Alrighty, and now for my closing statement, I guess.
Can I
Thank you.
can I just use a couple of seconds?
Oh, sure. You want?
Thank
okay.
you. I just wanted to acknowledge the team from In the Ballot for coming to Masterton and giving up their lives and putting them on hold for this period of time, and to acknowledge the other aspiring elected members that have taken the time out. I know there's been some comments around who's coming and who's watching. It's not about that. It's about us being here, being present and connecting with our communities. So I wanted to thank you for the time and thank fellow candidates for being here also.
Oh, well, thank you for those kind words. Right, so now for my closing statement. I don't have a closing statement like Rob, so we're just going to wing it. It's in the Ballot. It's brought to you by volunteers. We are not paid to do this. This is a volunteer show. We're that crazy. We like to drive around. We like to set up cameras in random places, and we like to ask people 28 questions plus 3 hard-hitting questions. That's just what we do for fun. Now, if you want to support the show, right, we have a Give a Little page. I think the QR code is up there or somewhere, or maybe over there, wherever it is. Yep, you can you choose the direction. We also have merch. I made this really cool T-shirt that you can buy from Print Mighty if you want one. I think it's really cool. And we also have this lovely person who makes bread. If I can just pick up the card, check out their business. They're based in Wellington, is it?
Ellistown is where Linda's based.
Right, awesome. Support Little Bread Loaf. I hear that she makes really good loaves, and
Very good way to bread.
yes, and they may not be little. I think she's got some big loaves as well for big people like me. But yes, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming today. Thank you to the candidates for dealing up with my awkward hosting, and thank you to the audience. And we'll catch you later for the next show.